Hi, and welcome to AC Today. This year, AC Today plans to take it to the road a lot more often. We're going to visit some of our churches. Now, this week, can you guess where we are? This week, we're at Church of the Oranges in the city of Orange, New Jersey. What a warm welcome we received as we entered through the doors of Church of the Oranges. We were greeted with a smile, an invitation to sign the guest book, and an explanation of our wonderful welcome packet. I took the girls to Sabbath school downstairs while we enjoyed a special adult Sabbath school presented by health evangelist Rico Hill. As it turns out, Church of the Oranges was in the midst of a special health emphasis weekend. I was anxious to find out more about it. All right, we're here in the health room at Church of the Oranges with the health ministry leaders, Ms. Diane Washington and Ms. Valencia Pearson. Thanks for joining us. What a great weekend. How did you all decide on having this kind of weekend?
I think one of the things we wanted to do was to start the new year with a health initiative.
Okay.
And in doing so, Rico Hill name came up, and we felt that was the right thing to do.
Okay. So, in addition to this weekend, I know that when Pastor Stoddard came, he wanted the church to be involved in a 40-day fast. So you all are in the midst of that right now, right?
We had pre-planned the year, as good planning should do
Yes.
for the year. But when he came and suggested that as a church we fast, it was just a good synergy. It played right into place.
Are you all fasting from something specifically, or is it?
Each day or each week, there's specific things we do. First of all, we don't do rice, white rice bread, milk, dairy, egg, cheese, so those things are out. But the first week we did
It was juice only.
Juice only.
Oh.
The second week
Was juice only, fruit only, vegetable only, and then we'll have vegetable and fruit, and the vegetable fruits and stuff as it is. But you know, when you talk about what do we fast about, it's the food is a representation of the fact that we can give up something and discipline ourselves to look forward to something else, look to God, and it's not only fasting, but it's fasting and prayer. So we have had nightly meetings where persons get an opportunity to just reflect and come at the end of the day and say, God, thank you for what you have done for us, and thank you for giving us the mental fortitude to go through this physical fast so that we can connect to you even better.
Now, what do you all have planned for the rest of the year? You know, we're starting off January with this nice health thrust, and people are being informed about ways they can improve their health. What do you have going on?
One of the things we would like to do, per se, this is one of my passions, is to teach about the health message.
Okay.
So with what happened this weekend, we're going to continue that on maybe a weekly Sabbath evening, discuss the health message, the story for health message, the ministry of healing, constant diet and food. So we're going to go through, by the end of the year, we should have already studied those books already.
Great. So Church of the Oranges is going to be a healthy church. One of Allegheny's conference's healthiest churches. I'm sure.
We try to do that.
I'm sure our health director, Leah Scott, would be very pleased to hear that. So congratulations on what you're doing. It's been a wonderful weekend, and there's still more to come.
Yes.
So we look forward to great things. After Sabbath school, it was time for a divine worship service. We enjoyed a rousing praise and worship service with the spirited praise team. We also had an engaging and wonderful children's story, which included a reenactment about being temperate. And what's a worship service without some time to greet each other? Special guest Rico Hill delivered a health-inspired message on Who is Man? I wanted to find out a little bit more about our speaker and his goal for the weekend. All right, we're here now with health evangelist Rico Hill, who was the special guest speaker this weekend at Church of the Oranges. So tell us a little bit about you and your background.
My background is really actually in entertainment. I came into the church in 1996 under the preaching of Mark Finley. And at that time I had just started, well, I had been writing in Hollywood. That's where I was when the Lord found me.
Wow. Okay.
No, scratch that, saved me,
All right.
rescued me. And anyway, I was working for MTV Nickelodeon, more on the children's programming side, and rose very quickly into the executive work, corporate work, and then ended up being a VP of programming and acquisitions at Turner Broadcasting. So it was about 12 years.
Wow.
But in the midst of that, I was just passionate about health. And I decided, or the Lord decided, when He pulled me out of it, and I asked Him, I said, what should I do? Should I go to seminary? Should I go and do health work, go to one of those quick sort of evangelism schools, or medical missionary work? And God directed me to medical missionary work, and I trained at Meet Ministry.
Yeah.
And now I go about sharing the health message, combining the gospel with health.
Excellent. So you said you've always had an interest in health. Where do you
Yeah,
think
they-
that came from?
Well, I know exactly where it came from.
okay.
My mother was very sick during the latter part of her life. She died at 66. But I would say when she entered into her 50s, she just really went downhill. Triple bypass heart surgery. She had most of the chronic diseases. Now again, I didn't grow up Adventist, so she didn't know the health message. So I began to study to see how to help her. And did a lot of juicing with her, and I noticed that her health was getting better. And then actually sent her, she was on like 18 different medications at one time.
18.
Yeah, that's pretty typical. So sent her to Meet Ministry, which is the place I went and trained, and she went there, and in 21 days, her complexion came back,
Wow.
her health was restored, and but it was under one condition: she had to stay on that diet, and when she didn't. But anyway, that was a spark for me, and from that point on, I began to just seek it and was really drawn to it.
Okay. Now, health encompasses a lot.
Yes.
So, in this weekend, the 3 days, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, what is it that you want to leave here at Church of the Oranges? What are you hoping to accomplish or share with them this weekend?
A few things. Number one, the ministry that I do we're all about city mission work, and we use health to actually reach people in the cities, according to what we're counseled to do. And I'm the speaker director for the ministry. We have a work in Haiti where we have a mission destination that after we train people to do this very unique way that we approach it, they can go there and actually begin to really live sacrificially and learn how to really immerse themselves in the work. But what my goal was coming here was really to, number one, show Jesus, bring Jesus back into the health message. A lot of times, and this is not a criticism, but a lot of times we talk about health, but we only do it from the very scientific standpoint.
Yeah, that's true.
And that's fine. People need to know the science. They need the data. But I find that in years and years and years of experiencing this, it doesn't move people. They don't make the change. I'll give you an example. I was in Orlando doing some meetings there, and a gentleman came up to me after the meetings and he said, I've been to Weimar 3 times, and it was great information, powerful information, but it never helped me change until I heard Jesus. Until I heard Jesus in the message, the way that you presented it. So that really became just this whole spark that it was a catalyst for me to just begin to really seek out how to serve that up. So my goal coming here was to, I know people are in different places, I wanted to make sure that people are less offended by the health message. I didn't go into it blindly. I know that people, they kind of get a little nervous.
Yes, they do.
They get nervous because people come in and they basically think the right arm of the gospel is a sucker punch, a right hook.
Yeah.
And some people have used it for that. So instead of doing that, I come and basically help people to just break down their defenses. So my goal was to do that first and foremost by allowing them to hear Christ in the message, and allow that, because Christ says one thing. He says, if I be lifted up. Not a vegetarian diet, not a vegan diet, not the 8 laws of health. Those are good, but if he's lifted up,
That's right. Right.
He'll draw them.
No, I noticed during Sabbath school and also during worship, you mentioned the fact that you're not here to condemn.
That's right.
This is a no judgment. You're not here to tell people what to eat.
That's right.
And I think that approach is what makes people a little bit more receptive, because often, as you said, people are used to someone saying, don't do this, don't do that, as opposed to why you should want to take care of your body.
That's absolutely right. In 1 Peter 1:13, it says that it is the revelation of Christ. And then the very next verse, in verse 14, it says, obedience will come. Obedience comes through seeing Jesus. So that is, I would say, the thrust of this ministry.
Drawing factor.
Yeah.
Okay, wonderful. So if someone else were interested in having your ministry come to their church, how could they contact you?
Well, they can contact the ministry through our website, which is beehivevision.com, beehivevision.com, or I can be reached personally from my email address, which is rico.hill@thebeehives.org, rico.hill, and Rico is spelled RICO.HILL, at thebeehives, plural,
Plural.
.org.
Okay, great.
So that's the
Right.
best way to reach me.
Wonderful, and thanks for sharing with us.
Thank
your
you so much
ministry.
for spending some time.
Oh, thank you. Well, this concludes part 1 of our Church of the Oranges Spotlight. In part 2, you'll find out what happened that afternoon and evening and hear from some more of the church members.